Mario Kart? Ever wanted to try competitive racing? This is your chance! The National ESPORTS Association's MK League is back for Season 3. Compete in up to 10 weeks of racing alongside pros and new players in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. With prizes each week and the chance to come back for a season finals with even bigger prizes, MK League is perfect for racers of all skill levels. Learn from some of the best racers in the world in this welcoming community. Season 3 starts December 12th and is presented by HyperX. Registration is now open, so sign up now. The National ESPORTS Association. It's more than a game. The National ESPORTS Association is the leader in esports education. When you work with the NEA, you're working with a team of educators that are experts in their field. When you're looking for a team to help you build your esports programs, think of the NEA. We provide over 10 years of experience in esports. We are more than just gamers. We are educators. Direct connections to industry leaders like Microsoft and Ingram Micro to support your esports initiatives. Professional broadcasters and production teams to heighten the experience. A name you can trust. A track record for success. Accept no imitation. Work with the best.
Live from the National ESPORTS Association studios in Rochester, New York, this is MK League.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to NEA's edition here of the MK League. Super excited you're with us, given that we are going to be on week 3 right now, and we do have some more exciting action that we have coming your way today with some more competitive Mario Kart. My name is Chris Cunningham, aka Knight, and also joined alongside me here on screen as well is going to be David Morris, aka
Howdy.
Dave. He's going to be running everything, and he will be our point of view for today. It looks like I'm on my cell phone, but I assure you I'm not. I am sitting directly in front of my webcam here at home in Boston watching the stream. But very excited to be getting into the action today. It is week 3, so we're still very early on in the season in terms of points and all that stuff. But I am excited as well to kind of see who's going to kind of take control. We do have one room today playing, and naturally that's kind of expected given the holiday season. But I don't know. I don't know if, Dave, you have any opening words or anything like that as we kick off week 3?
Well, we were going to have one full room, and then Sneaks decided to show up and be like, "Can I race?" So, So I don't know. Should we do? What do you think? Should we do 2 rooms then?
I mean, personally, I'm down for a 12-player free-for-all.
Well, no, not well. Now we have 13.
Well, now we have 13. Yeah, so you're still playing. I'm just thinking about that. Really kills the multiple. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But it's your call at the end of the day. Don't put the pressure on me.
Now we got 13.
Stinks came in at 4:54 looking at Discord. So, I mean, is somebody not? I'm assuming everybody is here. Everyone's.
Yeah. So the ones that the ones that I have right now are G-Score, Zoro, Mario Party King, Kyrat, Zealous, Kane, Munchie, Firefly, Chibi, Ginja, Manster, and me. And now Sneaks. And none of them have said they aren't racing. I know Stevens originally was signed up, but he can't race today. So...
So, 7 room or 2 rooms, 1 room is 7, 1 room is 6 potentially. I mean, that's going to be a lot
rough.
different with a lot more computer influence for sure.
Yeah. But we've done it before successfully. Yeah. And now we gotta divide them up. All right. Let's see what we got here. I'm gonna mute my mic for a bit while I figure this out.
So, yeah, so just to kind of give everybody a little bit of a rundown, just don't want to be kind of, being some dead air. That's kind of not what I'm all about anyways. One of the really cool things about the MK League is that this is going to be a 10-week season. So you are going to have the ability to go ahead and kind of utilize that consistency or that attrition, depending on which way you look at it. The top 12 players are going to go on to a finals following week 10. So we're nearly a third of the way there, and we still got some more racing to go. If we're going to look at the standings coming into today, you're going to notice that you're going to see Manster up there in the lead. Chibi is going to be very close behind. The two of them tied basically last week. You have Dugo there in third. I don't believe Dugo is in action. Steven's not going to be in action there in fourth. You have Zoro, Kyret, GS, G-Scoring 7 there in seventh. Sneaks in eighth, who just happened to sign up in the nick of time. Nulp there in ninth, Kane in 10th, Dave in 11th, Munchie there in 12th. And then you're going to have a little bit of a break between rookie Jordan Ginja, who missed last week. So yeah, it's going to be kind of interesting. We are going to take out the Stevens there in 16th because Stevens is in reality 4th, but Zealous is going to be playing today, Sir Firefly as well, Mario Party King, who missed last week. So there's going to be a series of players that are going to be making either their third or their second start today, and we're going to have to see how they're going to be kind of panning out in terms of their performance this week. So looking forward to getting into the action and seeing how that's going to go. I know we have some of the players here in the Discord, and my Mac is being a little wonky right now with different windows of time. We see Rookie coming into the action as well. So that'll be a little bit interesting, getting him in on the action. So yeah, we'll see how many rooms we do have there at the end of the day. Dave is kind of multitasking here at the moment. So, more power to Dave as he's getting everything situated and ready to go here for 16 races of action. One of the things is you're just going to have to get around those computer players. And, there might be a little bit of a change in things, but really over the course of the 10 weeks, it's going to kind of level out the playing field. And if you're scoring relatively high consistently over, those 10 weeks, then you are going to go ahead and find a spot for you, hopefully potentially in that grand finals, or in that finals rather. Rookie doesn't like to call it a grand finals because it isn't a double elimination bracket, which is technically true, mathematically speaking as well. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what action we're going to find today. Now, the real question is going to be who is going to be in which room now, and then on top of that, how is this going to shake out with the scores? Because if we have an even number of players, it'll be a little bit more dead even overall. But realistically, I'm kind of curious to see who's going to come into the action, who's not. Knowing that Dugo and Stevens are out of action today, I believe Dugo is. We know Stevens is for sure. This is really going to open the door for Manster and Chibi. And then you have Zoro, Kyret, GS as well. This is going to be huge for Rookie, who did end up missing last week. So Rookie can come in and now battle for a top 12 spot. He's only going to be about 15 points off of Unimunchie in 13th, even after missing a week. So Rookie's solid performance there week 1 has actually put him in a position to continue to battle it out there for a bubble spot here. So, and then, as well too, there's just going to be so much more on the line with the daily prizes as well, having the 3 different prizes on the line, I believe. We're going to have, for the weekly prizes, because I literally just lost the screen, we're going to have $50 in cash is what it says on the website.
Yeah.
Just switched.
Yeah, we just because region locking with gift cards is kind of stupid, so I just like, nah, screw it.
Yeah, the region locking is a little weird. So yeah, $50 in cash. You're gonna have the HyperX Cloud Alpha S headset there in second, and Stinger Core. So that will be the Stinger Core, and then the HyperX Cloud earbuds are going to be there for third. So that's really great prizes if you do want to take advantage of going for those daily incentives, or those weekly incentives, I should say, for getting into the top 3 for the week. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what type of racing we're going to have here. And as we're kind of getting the room situated, we're going to see this action unfold here momentarily.
So it's looking like we're going to have a room of 7 and a room of 8.
Well, it looks like Zeeb is now in here, as some of the other high definition guys are kind of joining up.
Oh, is that actually Zeeb's username? All right.
So all of these players are all Division 1. Some of the top, well, they're not all from the U.S. It's a global team. With Rookie from the U.S., Zeeb is going to be playing from Poland. Zoro's going to be playing from Spain. Manster's playing from Spain. Chibi playing from Mexico. Yeah, just Sneaks just chilling in there, the youngest. He'll be playing from the United States. He's going to have his hands full. You have GS there, going to be playing from the great state of Texas. And so now we're going to be seeing how these rooms are going to be divvied out. But it is going to be unique because some of these players haven't made an initial start yet. So Kyrat trying to say, hey, the sign-up's closed at 50, but it's the spirit of Christmas and the holidays.
Actually, well,
we're letting everybody play.
To all of our Canadian, I think, British, I'm not sure if they celebrate Britain, Boxing Day. Happy Boxing Day.
Oh yeah, Boxing Day is a thing, actually.
Definitely is a thing in Canada. I'm not
Probably
sure if it's also.
typing.
I'm not sure if it's a thing in the UK as well.
It's a European thing. It's 100% in Australia as well. They celebrate Boxing Day. But yeah, definitely I believe it's England, potentially like the Catalonia area. So fun fact, maybe you just learned something new.
Learn something new every day.
That being said, it's just going to be a matter of getting these rooms ready. And quite frankly, I have no sympathy for if these rooms are imbalanced because everyone wanted to join at the last minute. Some of them have no NEA history. So we'll see what happens.
Well, here's what it's looking like. So, room 1, Manster, Zealous, Chibi, Ginja, Zoro, Munchie, Rookie.
Ooh.
It's room 2, MP King, Kai, Kane, Sir Firefly, Sneaks, me, G-Score, Zeeb.
I would say move one of either Rookie, Manster, or what was it, Zoro from room 1.
Well, you can do that. Who should get booted from room 2 then?
Could you repeat it one more time? I'm gonna try to eyeball this in my head.
Manster, Zealous, Chibi, Ginja, Zoro, Munchie, Rookie.
Yeah, that's way too stacked.
Okay. The other one was Mario Party King, Kai, Kane, Sir Firefly, Sneaks, me, G-Score, Zeeb.
I would move either Manster or Chibi into room 2 for one of the players in the teens. So just off the top of my head, I would move either Manster or Chibi because they're both top 2 in points.
Yep, I'm gonna move
into the other room.
I'm moving Manster.
Okay, moving Manster for, and then who's in the second room?
Mario Party King, Kyrat, Kane, Sir Firefly, Sneaks, me, G-Score, Zeeb.
I would maybe move I don't know, I'm thinking off the top of my head, I would maybe move Mario Party King or Kane.
Yeah, I was thinking Mario Party King.
Okay.
Alrighty, there we go.
Because both of them are very similar.
Yeah.
So and you're evening it out. I love both of you, Mario Party King and Kane, but the rooms now have to be a little bit more balanced. And I know you guys are very similar in points. And if I'm actually looking at the points right now, this is actually going to be pretty good because Manster and Chippy are top 2. You're going to have Zorro there, Kyrette 5-6, GS 7, Sneaks 8, and then Kane is in 10th. Well, I guess it is a little bit interesting because Mario Party King did end up missing one, I thought. Yeah, missed last week. So, but they're very similar because they scored 112 and a 105. So that's a very, very similar switch compared to like how Manster and Chippy are basically dead even as well.
And Chibi will be the other host. They're their host for their room. So
yeah. Okay, cool. So Chibi will be in room 1, Manster in room 2. That's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Or vice versa,
yeah.
But they're in separate rooms.
Just gonna pin that. Bam. All right. Let's get started, shall we?
Zorro and Rookie is going to be... Room 2 is going to be rough, 100%. And then Manster and Zeeb is going to be a firefight for sure. So, I mean, it's still going to be a pretty interesting room.
And I'm getting friend requests. There are no divisions here.
Oh, I think okay, so they're saying uneven rooms as in the number. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, breaking up, having half of the room be... Yeah, Rookie has the math expertise. And technically it is true. There would be a little bit of an unfair advantage to the room that does have more players, but we'll have to see. Because also, too, you don't know who this other player is going to be. This other player is really good. I mean, kind of just defeat the purpose of that change, but we'll see. I mean, in reality, that's the other thing, too. There's 10 weeks of this. So, the samples are, like, while they're meaningful, you can afford to have one bad week and still keep going. So...
Zorro has 3 more people.
And we will see.
So this is growing by the minute. All right, we got 3, so they're just gonna go anywhere. Well, we're gonna have more full rooms. So that's good.
I'm looking forward to it. And I mean, there's going to be, let's see here. Oh, Spike. Okay. Oh boy. Yeah. So we're going to, Spike, Miguelo, and Demoy. Okay. So all of those are heavy hitters. So this is going to be fun.
Sneaks is, all right, let's see.
Yeah, I would say spread them out as much as possible.
Well, there's 3 of them, so 2 have to go somewhere.
Yeah, 2. I would say 2 would go to. Which one? Okay. So there was Chibi, Zorro, Rookie, and then there was Zeeb, Manster. You should put. Wait. 8. Okay, you can't do it like that. Never mind. You got to make it even, so I think you have to put 1 in the first room and 2 in the second.
That's what I did.
Yeah, I think it's slightly uneven that way. You know what's funny is the way that you originally had it. If you put it 1 and 2 in, it would have actually been more balanced, but
all right, so
not much.
Spike and more.
Not much you can do.
All right, so Miguel's going in room 1 with me, and Spike and Moy are going in with Chibi.
Good luck, room 1. room 2, excuse me. Room 2 is going to be rough. But it is, in theory, going to make it a little bit better in terms of the number of players and less bots. Sneak saying, of course, I have Manster. Do it, Sneaks. I believe in you. Oh yeah, Miguel owned his own now.
Oh, it's stoned? Okay.
Or owned. That's his new. Yeah, I'm just casting and I'm going along and rolling with the punches. So, yeah, you got to watch out for owned because Miguel, aka owned, he is pretty nasty with some of these FFAs, and I believe too that's another thing to point out. So if Miguel did play around, I thought, or maybe he didn't. Oh, Miguel has not, or owned, I should say. So one thing to keep in mind is that this will be owned's first round. We're going to have Ginja playing his second, Mario Party King playing his second. We're going to have Rookie playing his second. And I think that we could drastically see a different top 12. Unamunchi is going to have to play kind of similar to how she played last time. I think she's going to have to really be kind of physical and kind of defend and that top 12 spot from some of these ringers coming in. I don't believe Nelp is playing this time, but Sneaks is going to have another solid run to stay there. Sneaks is in 8th right now. GS is going to have a solid run. Same with Kyrette. They're going to be able to bank on Dugo and Stevens dropping a little, so that's going to be really good for them. But they're just going to need to be able to play this consistently as possible. So here we go. Room number 1 is going to be Owned, Kyrette, Kane, Sir Firefly, Sneaks, Dave, GS, Zeeb, Manster. That's going to be a very stacked room. 3 of those players, all in high definition, all Division 1, 2 from Spain, 1 from Poland, and then you're going to have a series of players from all over the U.S. You're going to have New York, Texas, 2 from Las Vegas, 1 from Massachusetts. Not sure where Sir Firefly is from, but we're excited to see Sir Firefly try to continue on this run of sneaking into that top 12. Had a career best 880 last week. With a 9-player room, that's definitely possible. And Sir Firefly right now is about 70-ish points off of 12th. But it's going to be met with some pretty heavy competition moving forward. So looks like we are getting things going.
I'm trying to think who's not in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so who's missing?
Is it Sir Firefly or I'm just looking off of me. As I see Kyrette, I see Kane. You got to think that the players that are Division 1 know how to join a room.
Yeah.
Then there's you. So just something to keep in mind. Because I kind of had a feeling the law of averages, there was going to be one player that didn't show up.
I know Munchie's going to be late. Munchie will be a bit late start without her.
Yeah, that's already going to throw off room 2, I think, a little bit, but that's going to be fine. Because this is just one round of 10.
Start.
And one thing to point out, too, is that even on the standings, it says weeks 1 through 9, then the finals. It'll actually be weeks 1 through 10, and then your total gets you into the finals. That finals week is actually, from what I've been told, going to be an additional qualifier. And why did my computer just pop up saying it wants to go to sleep in 10 minutes? I hit cancel, but hopefully that worked. But we're going to see here pretty soon who's going to rise to the top here in this room. I'm really looking forward to seeing how some of these other players are going to really kind of hang with some of the top players here in this room. Something to keep in mind again, Manster and Chibi, they're going to be in separate rooms. They are the top two, Dugo and Stevens in 3 and 4. They are going to be out today. Then we have Zoro, Kyrat, GS, and Sneaks, basically 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. They're going to be in action. Nelp is not playing today in 9th. Kane in 10th, Dave in 11th, Munchie in 12th. They'll all be playing today. Munchie probably a little bit later. And then we have Rookie in 13th. Jordan will not be playing. He might have just been a one and done from what I can tell. I don't know him personally, but I do talk to him sometimes regularly. Ginja's back though. Zealous is back. Timmy B not in action today in 18th. Sir Firefly going to be in action 19th. Mario Party King there in 20th provisionally, and Mario Party King's going to be back. Amaniam, Luna, Bobbio, they are going to not be starting today. Likely there just for the first week only, but we'll see. It's a long season, and we are getting into the action here on this first race. Tracks are being selected, so we will see what will unfold here for race number 1. The roulette is being picked. It's going to be 8 players in this room.
I have been informed by Kane that he's going to troll me relentlessly today.
And so, I'm going back and forth between the Discord. We can't dodge TM. Better to get out of the way first. But yeah, it's going to be a little bit interesting. Oh man, this is a lot of messages. All right, 16 races. Here we go. It's going to be pretty exciting here as we are going to be going into the action here on Twisted Mansion. We're going to be starting here. Dave burning out, unfortunately, here at the start. And I'm wondering what the SC is for. I might have to ask Own that. Just because... Oh, you know what? I think it's Spain and Catalonia. That's what I thought it was. We have Manster here. Sneaks. Everybody's kind of jockeying for position here at the moment. It's going to be a Rosalina up there in first. Manster, you do see he is going to be in the, looks like a Metal Mario Wiggler loadout, but it's going to be Dave here in 9th, kind of battling with the very tail end of the human players. Going to go ahead and get a pull here in 9th. It's going to be Triple Shrooms and a Boo. So Dave here going to miss that green. Sneaks getting hit out there, looks like by Manster. GS getting hit out as well. And Dave here has to be careful. It's going to go into a Boo as Kane is backing that fire. He did say that Kane was going to attempt to troll him, and a good hit there by Dave as Kane also got hit out from something behind. This is going to separate the top 3 from the rest of the pack here. So this is going to be a really interesting situation now, as we do see that Dave is going to be approaching this next item box here in 5th. I would expect a shop to be coming into play probably in the next 10 to 15, there we go, seconds or so. That's basically like clock here with these computer players. And so we do see that, one player did dodge, and that's going to be Manster with a Crazy 8. Dave actually hitting the banana for Manster's Crazy 8. And Dave's going to go all the way back there. There's, you see Own. He's going to be in the back there in about 8th as well. But that Rosalina still hanging strong up there in the front. I would like to say that could be, it's not going to be Kyret, but it could be one of the other players. It might be Zoro. No, Zoro's not in this room. We'll have to see, because it's still early for me to get the point of reference on who is going to be playing who at this point. But Dave here does have 3 shrooms at his disposal, 2 primary, 1 secondary, and is just trying to probably go ahead here, get this double box. You do see that Manster has moved up already there into first. He was kind of playing possum in the back, waiting for that dodge. And fortunately for Dave there, getting smart pounced by those greens, avoids Kyret there with that star, and Dave is going to finish 9th, unfortunately, here. That's going to do it for race number 1. It's going to be Zeeb, GS, Manster. They're the top 3. Sneaks, Kane, and Owned there as well. Yoshibot getting 6th. And so that is going to be a really solid win there for Zeeb, who is coming out as Rosalina. Zeeb playing from Poland, one of the top players here in competitive Mario Kart. So keep an eye out on him going forward. But just an incredible race there from Zeeb And even Manster too, getting back into the top 3, pulling that off. That was a very incredible run there for him. So we're going to be heading here into race number 2 momentarily. We're seeing a wide variety of picks. So we'll be curious to see who was going to pick what and really where we're going to be heading to for this next race. Race number 2 is going to be Royal Raceway here. Zeeb is going to be out here in the lead here for room number 1. So this will be a little bit of a interesting race as we're going to see who is
And I think we lost Chris there on Zoom. So, I'm not sure if he crashed or what. Once this race is over, we'll definitely try to get him back. Unless you guys just don't want him back. No.
I don't know if you can hear me,
there
but
you go.
my
Back.
internet connection was unstable. I never left.
All right, good. We missed you.
I might have lagged out.
Yeah, you kind of froze for a minute there.
Okay. I was eyeing some Powerade on the ground. But my internet, I guess, also crapped out at the same time. But no worries. Zeeb, though, is going to be out there with another Waluigi player. That is going to likely potentially be Sneaks. As Kart and Manster, they are all back here. Owned it's back here as well. We do have Dave here in 9th yet again. It's been a familiar position for him, unfortunately. He is going to bill up here. This is a very, you're seeing 4 stars in a bill. That shock is likely going to be in play here momentarily. Keep an eye out for it. This is a great time to use some dodges here as you're going over the ladder. You see Manster trying to time that dodge. You see a lot of the top players back here trying to time it, and it looks like Manster didn't and Dave didn't. And we see a lot of players scrambling back here for doubles as GS, they're going to have those greens. I'm not sure what Manster's going to have up there at the front, but Dave somehow gets around GS and those greens. And man, we saw that Kane went down pretty heavily there. This is going to be Sneaks. They're battling with Manster up ahead. Dave, now going to be here in 7. Manster battling there with him. And a star there from Dave. It's going to bop Manster. Kane, though, I think gets away pretty narrowly. Oh, no, that's going to be GS there in the bill. Kane's going to go into a boo. Sneaks here is there in the middle, and Sneaks is just probably unaware of what's happening, but Dave bumping out that Waluigi player. So that was a really interesting move there by Dave, but Dave is just going to take the shroom here. He's going to settle for 6. That's going to do it there for lap number 3. That was a pretty crazy tail end of the race. I thought that there was going to be one more lap to that one, but Zeeb's going to win, followed by Kairet, then followed by Kane and Manster. So that's going to do it right there. An 8-point lead there for Zeeb heading into race number 3. Wow. So, man, this is turning into be quite a showing here from Zeeb, who is really putting Manster in his place right now to start things off. Now, this could be a really good sign for Chibi, especially too being in that other lobby. And we'll have to see maybe later on what's going to be happening. You see Ohm there in 7th. Not the best start there for Miguel, but we're going to be going here to race number 3 in just a moment. And it's time for me to get a little water break. Oh man, we're going to go to Retro Wario Stadium. So the crazy thing about Retro Wario Stadium, RWS, is this is going to be a track that really favors front running. So this is likely a pick from one of the players in the top spots to be able to run away, kind of take control here of this race even more than what they're already doing. So expect a lot of those top players from Spain, from Europe, to be going out in front here on this one. See Dave there trying to throw some nanas there. He might have actually hit that one of the Waluigis. We'll have to see. That's going to be green shells coming out there from Kane, and Owned there is the ones with the greens. Kane was the one just trying to navigate around them there. And it is going to be Manster there out in front, followed by, it looks like Kairet is going to be there in 3rd. And so GS is going to be that other Waluigi there that's going to be battling there with Kara up in the front spots. We do see that Owen has moved back up into about 4th place or so. There's a smart bouncing green. Player's got to be aware of this. Zeeb's got to be very careful. He actually pumps the brakes. He nearly hit a banana. Triple mushrooms here from Dave there in 5th. And Dave did an amazing job getting around those bananas there. So great job in recovery getting around there too. So we do see that the blue shell is out. That's going to be something to keep your eye on here as we are going forward. There's going to be triple mushrooms here and a golden shroom there from Dave. It's going to be Manster, Zeeb, Kyrette for sure up there in the front, and likely GS because Sneaks is there in 5th with that dodge trying to make his way up. I don't think we've seen a shock yet, but we have seen the blue. So if there was going to be a shock coming, it's probably going to come, I would say, in the next 10 to 15 seconds yet again, as there are going to be some of those top or bottom bot players coming up on that last set. But it is going to be another blue. So that is something to keep in mind here as everyone's kind of scrambling. You see that there's a little bit of a waiting game. It's going to be Zeeb taking the hit. Now Manster's going to come right up, and the shock's coming in late. This is really going to jumble up that front-running order. Dave here trying to rally for 5th. It doesn't look like the players behind him were able to get an item. They're just going to have to settle in line and just take the finish here. But I would have expected potentially Zeeb there to hang on. Owned Manster Kyrette, but you did see that Sneaks went all the way back down to 9th. So Zeeb now 3 for 3 here over Manster. And this is going to be huge. We haven't seen anybody get a 240 yet, but Zeeb is on pace to win this big here. And so we will see how much more momentum he can continue to withhold here. And I haven't looked at Discord yet. Looks like there's a few people talking about that last race with each other. And yeah, it's going in this room. Let's just put it that way. So we are continuing to go. I've never seen my computer rev this much, but it is a Mac. It's not a gaming computer. It is a more of a mobile computer. We're going to be heading to Dawson Shoals here for race number 4. This is going to be a really interesting track. It is kind of a drafting track. You can bag it. There is going to be that bill extension right after the start-finish line in between that first turn. That will basically extend you to as far out as the eel. So keep an eye out on that if you do see a bill. The bill, assuming that there aren't going to be a ton of players kind of bundled up, you're going to be able to get the full distance there of that extension coming up. But here we are in race number 4. Zeeb is 3-0 at this point, and it is all kind of crickets here. No one's been able to find an answer there for Zeeb, including Manster, who's had some pretty solid shock dodges. Kane, unfortunately, falling there to the bomb, and then Dave falling there to the air horn, as he did get back there by more fire. So a little bit of a rough start there for Dave. That's going to be one of the Waluigis out there in the front. Now, Dave is smart here. He's going to use this at the extension, as he does get clipped there by Zeeb. It's likely going to be maybe Sneaks up there at the front. So Dave here can use this at any point. Going to use it early, and he actually was smart because he dodged the shot.
Wow, all right.
So this is huge here for Dave. Dave is going to move realistically up into first, or likely actually a very close second, because first is just so far ahead. So this is huge there for Dave, as now he has a little bit of momentum. He did stop a little bit there for the bomb. Very smart move, and he is going to be able to go ahead and get this double. So Dave is in a really solid position here. I want to say that he could be trailing Sneaks, but I'm not positive as to who is going to be the one out here front running this. We'll have to see, because we do know that Owen's back there. We do know that Manster could be back there. I believe he is still going to be the middle Mario, unless he changed characters. He still is. So we'll have to see who this is. We have another build coming. This is going to be Zeeb, who is now coming up late, but I think Dave did just successfully red him out. And now it's going to come down to, oh man, Dave getting booed there at the worst possible time. No, Sneaks is in second. So now we have to figure out who's been the one in the lead this entire time. I don't know what my brain is escaping me here. But this is going to be a huge race. Dave, unfortunately, going all the way back down to 9th. one of the last human players. He's going to be battling here with GS and Kane, and he is going to come across the line in 8th. Actually, there might have been a player there that got stuck or a bot there. That was actually owned the entire time. So yeah, that was Miguel, who does take that win, stops Zeeb in his tracks, and it is going to be now still Zeeb in the lead by about 12 points, with Owned and Manster there tied for 2nd and 3rd. What a race. I mean, it's just so crucial, that bill extension.
That bullet timing was one for the record books, I think, or Twitch highlights.
But yeah, Dave, I actually have a really good clip of a frame perfect bill extension, or a frame perfect dodge, I should say. But that was pretty good, because you're going to get that full extension. Dave, you could have used the bill a little bit earlier.
I could have,
but you still got it off early enough before the shock. So
I was closer to the turn than I thought it was because of the blooper, but it was like,
yeah. So it's still a really solid position there for Dave. And so now here we go. This is going to be DKJ here. This is going to be race number 5. And so we do see Dave here in 8th place. He's going to be trailing behind Sneaks and Kane. And so now we're going to be seeing Baby Luigi. I'm just watching the bots right now. And Baby Luigi is riding the race of his life there in 6th. Triple greens. Dave's got to be a little bit careful of that. Good use of the X button there. It doesn't look like Baby Luigi is going to be a threat, but it definitely is annoying. I mean, you got to worry about not only the 7 other human players, and then you got to also worry about yourself if you can't make the turns. But it's insult to injury to have to worry about just an unfortunate computer time, item throw or something of that nature. But Dave seems to have built up some distance there between himself and Baby Luigi for now. But Yoshi and Baby Luigi, they've been the bots to watch. If you're kind of not familiar with the meta of Nintendo, there's generally 1 or 2 what they call, unfortunate there for Dave, but they're called challenger bots. And so there's always 1 or 2 that are generally a little bit more beefed up, I guess you could say, compared to the normal computer player of normal or hard. And and then that's what we just kind of found out. But yeah, Dave with the one of the more unlucky pulls here in the game. He had a plant, has a blooper. He couldn't change it in time. That was very close. And then now gets a blue. So Dave is a little bit prone now to Baby Luigi there behind him, as there is a little bit of a distance built up, and there could be a shot coming into play, probably in the next, again, 10 to 15 seconds or so, just given the nature of where that Morton is coming up on that box as he went over the glider. If not, definitely got to watch out for Yoshi and Baby Rosalina and this Morton coming up on that first box from lap number 3. But Dave here, kind of in his own little island here in 8th, is going to have invincibility. So this is actually going to help Dave. It's going to really jumble up first. We saw that Zeeb's getting hit. He's in a little bit of a drag race. They're up at the front there with Manster. Meanwhile, Owned, Sneaks, GS, all kind of in a battle there with Kyrette. And if anything's going to happen, it's going to happen late. Not going to really make too much of a difference. Dave going super overzealous there. No pun intended there for zealous, but it didn't affect his position. He did get 8th. And I think that might have been Manster winning, and it was. Manster owned it, then Zeeb. So we're seeing a little bit of a comeback here from Manster. Now only 10 points down from Zeeb. So we'll see how this is going to carry over into race number 16. But yeah, we're seeing some really quality action here. This is MK League. It's week number 3. We're kind of in a little bit of the thick of the season right now. But I'm really kind of curious to see how this will kind of play out going forward. Checking the Discord here. Got to make my screens a little bit more user-friendly. GS says, I can feel my soul leaving my body.
I know what that feels like.
And GS also plays for Dark Souls team, so I'm going to write that in there.
I forgot to warm up today. I've been playing so much Star Wars Battlefront 2.
By the way, Star Wars Battlefront, I haven't played that game in years, but It's an amazing game.
It was on sale on Steam, and I was like, why not? So I got it and bought it yesterday for a Christmas gift for myself, and been playing it for like almost 7-8 hours already.
Hell yeah. And I don't know why I'm still looking at the Discord and the trash talk. It's never ending. With that being said, we do have to go into the action here. And this is going to be the opening lap here of Electrodrome, which is going to be race number 7, I believe. Dave here in 9th there with Manster and GS. It looks like it's going to be Owned and potentially Sneaks up there. That's going to be battling with Zeeb up for the top spots. Kyrette there in about that 3rd position. But everything's all kind of shuffling here as everyone's going through these cuts here going into the start of lap number 2. Baby Luigi somehow hanging with Dave and some of the players in the bottom of the human pack here. So Baby Luigi just going off right now. GS able to get around, and now Dave here's triple greens. Here's this battle for 6 comes in. GS getting sniped pretty heavily there. Sneaks getting hit out there by Dave. Zeeb is now back here with Kane, and by back I mean they're now battling for the top spots here as Dave just literally inserted himself right into this equation to battle for the lead. So now Zeeb getting a little bit of an opening here as he gets redded out. That second on back is kind of fighting to be up there with Zeeb. Manster, Sneaks, and Own, they're going to be in the top 4 as it's going to still be Zeeb out there in the lead. Dave now back to 9th, and Baby Luigi is going to get a little taste of his own medicine there with that boomerang. Kyrette trying to get rid of some fire there in 7th. Dave now up to 8th. And that is going to be Kane there in that 2nd, 3rd position. Shop coming into play. This is actually going to help some of the players in the middle of the pack get an item box advantage here. You see Owned, he is now in here repping the Spain and Catalonia tag. Going to go ahead and get that double. Dave going to get the double as well. We'll see what they can get, but Owned there. Oh man, I think he got maybe bombed from the other side. That's a pretty advanced play if that's the case. Dave just kind of bopping Owned out. It's going to be worse. But no, the Spanish lag prevails, and Dave actually is the one that gets wrecked. And man, just when you think you've seen it all, you know, Dave actually going to go through the cut here and actually does get the spot there, it looks like, on Kane, being able to leverage that golden shroom. So it's going to be GS, Sneaks, Zeeb, Owned, Manster, Kyrette, Dave over Kane. So it is going to be Zeeb now here with 12 points over Manster. GS is going to be the one now moving into 3rd. So that's actually pretty exciting to see, because a lot of these players, they're just fighting for consistency to get in that top 12, to get into the finals. And you now have some players coming into the room or coming into the tournament after missing a week, playing, you know, in their 2nd week. And you have Zeeb, who is making his debut here in MK League. So there's really a lot of interesting options, and we're going to see how many of these top players are going to be playing the series full time, how many are not. But, you know, the really cool thing is the cash is on the line, the headsets are on the line here. And on top of that, you know, just the quality of racing is pretty exciting. Even with the fact that you have players from all different skill levels competing, it's still very exciting to watch and to just kind of measure, I guess you could say. But here we go. We're going into our next race here. Didn't have time to measure the trash talk.
I had good luck on this one last time, so.
Yes, race number 7 here. I think, yeah, Dave did win this last time.
I did.
And this is going to be Donut Plains 3. And Dave just going to go for the burnout there. Kane going to be bagging as well. Manster looks like he's going back. Oh man, as Dave is just getting absolutely destroyed by some of the other computer players and human players right now. Now the real cool thing about this track is just the hybrid combination of bagging and running. This is a really fun track to play because you can attack this 2 different ways, and eventually by the end of lap 2 or number 3, the group is gonna kind of, it's like a rubber band, right? It expands and contracts, and when it contracts, all bets are off, especially if somebody's holding a power item. You know, you're in a really solid position. Now, Dave has a really solid opportunity here. He kind of just squandered it, but he should have, yeah, he can't even get a box there. So we should have taken that normally or done the shortcut, and then actually should have gone and cut into that corner a little bit more. And then that would have given him a little bit more of an edge. But it's still going to be a good situation because Dave is going to be able to get 1 box here. It would have been more helpful if he would have gotten more than 1, but regardless, he is still going to get a box. He is going to get a star, and he is probably going to have to go through and get another box and not be defensive. It's just kind of an unfortunate chain there for Dave. But he is going to have he's in the middle of no man's land here, going to be guaranteed a 7th here in this race, as we do see some of the Waluigi's up there, all 3 of them in the top 5. We'll have to see how it pans out. We see Zeeb there getting 3rd. We know that for sure. No, Zeeb's 2nd, GS 1st, Own 3rd, Sneaks 4th, Manster 5th. So GS now is coming up with a vengeance. That win was huge. Went from 3rd to 2nd, with that win. And now GS is on the verge of potentially taking down Zeeb at the top of this room. So if kind of do want to go back into the server, check out the trash talk, because any trash talk coming from GS is probably warranted right now, given that he is playing very well. Thanks NEA for putting up a good tourney, of course, because he's winning, or he's got the momentum on his side, I guess we should say. But we're seeing some Cheeseland picks, some Music Park picks. That's a pretty risky pick there from GS, picking Music Park, which is an HD track. I think that was maybe a troll, but this is going to be SNES Rainbow Road. Zeeb's still in control in this room. Manster is slightly shut down, but nothing of too much concern. The door is open in the other room for a player to come in or for Chibi to come in and really take advantage. So I'd be really curious to see what the points are at the end of this week, and be curious to see too with some of the players, maybe returning from their holiday break. I know that the next week, week 4, my dates are correct. I don't know where my Mad calendar is loading. There it is. It's gonna be the 1st, New Year's Day. Oh wait, no, that's a lie. I'm looking at 2020. Excuse me. No, it's still the 1st. Wait. No, it's the 2nd. It's the 2nd. Okay. I can't look at calendars correctly. So that's something to keep in mind as well. There should be a few more players coming back. We should have at least 2 rooms. So there is going to be a little bit more at stake for sure next week. But this is still a very solid week. You're 3 weeks in. You know that there's realistically going to be a limited field due to the holidays, and this is a great moment for some players to get some momentum to push themselves ahead going into these middle weeks of the competition, where shifts are going to really start weighing a little bit more in terms of who's going to get in that top 12 or not. You're going to have a lot of these players that are playing every other week that are in the top 4, top 5 that can still be in contention. So anything can happen here, and Unimunchi is battling there in that bubble spot. We have a few players there in the top 12, about 2 or 3 that are not competing today. They're likely still going to be safe given how high up they are, but it's going to really be crazy. That shot coming into play there for basically the top 8 after boxes. Actually, Kairet managed to get a box there, so basically the top 7 are all at a disadvantage here. Dave going right into this. Oh, that was lap 3. Right into that fill. Very solid job there by Dave. And GS with another win. This is huge. So now it is a 6-point game. Manster now down by 14. But I think I missed a lap there talking about times and dates. But that was a huge late ending shock there. I don't think it really affected too much of the top spots.
I target shocked somebody. I don't know who it was though.
But yeah, there's a small chance you could target shock somebody there if they're going over with shrooms over those gaps in the track. But
no, I know I did. I know I did. I don't know who it was though.
Yeah, it'll be kind of interesting. So Unimunchi is in. So realistically, she's going to get about 8 races in or so, assuming the other lobby did start on time. That could be a little bit detrimental, given that Rookie and Ginja are now back, because this could open the door for them to get in the top 12. But I think that if Unimunchi continues to play all the weeks and continues to score, in the triple-digit range, there is a pretty solid chance that she can still hang on. Now, it really just comes down to the schedule of some of these other players.
Where does Kane get all these weird pictures from?
Wow.
What is that? It's for the stream. It's Bowser
I do see it.
But it's donkeys. I don't even know how to pronounce it.
No, that's 100% Donkey Kong with
It's Bowser Kong.
With the Bowser accessories.
Oh my god.
Who knows? But you know what? You two want to create a feud, go for it. You know, it's really not affecting anything at the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah, we're just bringing ourselves down by doing it.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. So here we do have Dave here in 9th. It's going to be Zeeb and Kane up there at the front. It looks like Kane did get hit back out. He's going to kind of be there with Manster in that 2nd, 3rd position. You're going to have GS here and Dave, or Sneaks as well. They're all kind of battling here in this 7th, 8th, 9th position as well, as this pack is just so close. You can see that the 3 bot players, Baby Luigi is still somewhere up here as well too, in this pack. So 8 humans, 4 computer players. And, oh man, just doing the dirty there on Kane from what it looks like. Dave's got to be careful. He does avoid getting hit by that red. Kane actually, I think, didn't get hit by that bomb as much as it looked like it did, but now it's got to be careful with Sneaks here. Sneaks has to back these greens or get out of the way, but Dave moving over just to hit Sneaks. And now Dave moving in with triple greens. This is going to be a solid position here for Dave. He's going to have to go wide here around this turn, as we do see that Owned and Zeeb are going to be leading here. And there's going to be some other players taking the cut. Dave does manage just the skin of his teeth to get that double item box. So Dave is going to throw a green, just kind of spam it, but I guess that's okay. Does need to get some doubles here. And now has another red. Sneaks unfortunately goes down because of it, but Dave gets item screened here. Now he's defenseless, and that red somehow doesn't track for him. He does get hit by a banana. Dave is going to finish 8th here in a pretty rough outing, and it's going to be Owned and GS there in the top 2. And there you have it, Owned, GS, Zeeb. So now GS is now down by 4 here in this one. Owned, they're now down by roughly about 15 points or so. But GS is on the come up right now, and we're going to see what's going to happen here going forward. GS, though, is on a tear and is trying to go for that top 3. This is going to be huge for GS, who's currently in about that 7th position or so. Oh, man. And now we have XNTS, a.k.a. Vapor, saying, wait, it started 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific Saturdays. Swear jar. Swear jar. But next time, Vapor will get in. He's one of our initial champions. I believe Chibi was Season 2 champion. Those two were going back and forth, but now it's going to be a little bit crazier. Now, if XNTS, a.k.a. Vapor, comes in by week 4 and plays all the weeks, there's a pretty strong chance that Vapor could probably get into the top 12, knowing how well that Vapor plays. But it seems like there are a couple more division ringers coming in here. So you really got to look at GS. You got to look at Sneaks. You got to look at Kyret as some of the more recurring players that are pretty solid, that are up there in the top 10 every week. Even Kane, too. Kane's kind of inserted himself there into a pretty solid FFA player. You know, those are going to be the 4 players to look out for. You got Mario Party King, you got Unimunchi as well. You know, they're also fighting for the tournament finals appearance. And a lot of these other players coming in, definitely going to make it a much more interesting battle than compared to past seasons. So you kind of see Dave, they're kind of utilizing the outside path there. The blue is coming into play. Dave cuts in left to avoid getting hit. That is going to go for Kyret. And we do see Manster here. Dave does chain that red for 2 new items. Is that going to hit Kyret? I think it may have. Oh no, triple reds there, but they're gone. Immediately there, as Zeeb comes in there with the Piranha Plant. Kane moving up into 4th, and Manster's going to be walking away here with a little bit of a lead going into this final lap. Now Dave just got completely exposed by a green there, and I'm not sure whose green that was, but that was rough, as Dave and Sneaks are going to be the final 2 players here battling this out. Now this is going to be good for Owned, and this is going to be good for Dave, as they're going to be able to get a box here. Some of the other players are going to be going up and getting their first box. Dave forced to kind of use that star because of the sitting red and the fact that Kane had a red, and he's probably just sociopathically waiting for Dave to red him, knowing the nature of this feud that's going on. But just like that, Owned, and now Kane here behind Dave with this boomerang. This is a little bit of a tough situation here for Dave. This is going to be all Manster here taking the win. But you can see that Kane just wants to cause some maximum destruction and actually just force Dave right back into 8. And, oh no, Kane actually hit Zeeb out. So Zeeb is going to have a really bad finish here. And how did G-Score do? Did GS get second? He does. Manster with the win. So this is actually going to put GS into first. And now the top 4, they're all separated by 13 points. So we have a mathematical possibility. We have a 4-way race now because Zeeb's 8th was just that detrimental. GS is now in first. And then we have Zeeb, Owned, and Manster all within a really tight position here for the win. So this is going to be crazy. I don't know which way this is going to go. We're running out of wreaths. So, we're going to go to Super Bell. So this is going to be a bagging track. And this could be a little bit interesting. GS going to have a 3-point lead there over Zeeb, an 8-point lead over Manster, and a 13-point lead there over Owned. So Owned could take the lead, assuming that GS and Manster really kind of get a bottom 3 position. So we'll have to see how this will play out. Not sure what Dave calls this me, but it's got the reverse head. It's called Sudan.
What? Oh, it's called upside down.
Oh, upside down. Oh. I don't know what I heard, but it was not that. But regardless, though, we're seeing somebody go way back here. That Waluigi there in the back. We're seeing Kane go back. Dave, unfortunately, losing his footing up there on that top plank. So he's going to be moving. It's going to be Zeeb out there in the lead, followed by one of the Waluigis. And then also, it's going to be Kyrette up there. Baby Luigi is going to be in 4th, Manster in 5th. And so Dave is here. There's also a player coming out of the boo. That's going to be Manster in 6th there. So keep an eye out on this field. Dave here having multiple shrooms right now. Owned is going to be there in 6th. And so now it's going to really come down to if Dave can get a dodge here, this is going to be putting him in a pretty solid situation. He isn't going to be able to get any, but he is going to red out Kane. Kane actually is forced to use his star.
What else would I do?
There are a series of builds, so a shock is likely in play. And then this is going to be crucial here. I think that Dave's going to need to get into this dodge here momentarily, see Kane there in a dodge. And it's all a matter of hoping and praying with some of these bots that could potentially pull something here in the next set or two. But realistically, Kyrette's going to be up there at the front. Probably we have sneaks with GS. GS is going to be the Waluigi up there. There is a blue out, so keep that in mind. And so the blue is going to go ahead and hit Kyrette. Now, Kyrette dodged it, and Kyrette's going to take the win. Zeeb is going to go ahead and get second. And then we are going to have, I think, Owned and another player there battling with GS. That's going to be GS there, 3rd and 4th. But Dave is just getting absolutely destroyed. But that was GS in last. That's going to mean Sneaks and Owned were the ones fighting there in the top 4. And so that's going to be Kyrette, Zeeb, Owned, Manster gets 4th. Sneaks gets 5th. GS goes down again. And now Zeeb is back in the lead here by 3. And so this is going to just continue to make it very close. Manster going to be still down by roughly 8 points. So this room is just so up in the air right now. It's not a runaway by any means. You just gotta, I guess, figure out what the move is here overall, because a little bit of consistency, a little bit of luck, and we're seeing some picks come in. Dave is going super toxic with the dry desert lottery ticket pick. We got Sweet Ribbon Road, a couple randoms, Sherbertland. Oh, King going Baby Parks, just as bad
what
here.
Else would he do? What else would he do?
We have a 1 out of 4 chance that we're going to get a meme pick.
Aw.
We're going to go Sweet. And I like this track. So we'll see. We're running on the tracks as we are very close here. This has been just such a split up race. Kyrette and Sneaks also tied there for that 5th, 6th spot. So 12th race here. We're going to have one more GP following this. And we're going to see who's going to take this one away, because it looks like we're going to have at least 6 players or 7 getting into the double digits here today.
Someone's got a Reggie me.
Someone's got a Reggie me
I think that's
there
great.
in the GLA.
I love it.
I don't know who Reggie is.
It's probably like do you don't know who the me is supposed to be, or who's being the me?
I don't know who the me is supposed to be.
Reggie Fils-Aimé. He was the former president of Nintendo of America.
Oh, I did not know that. I'm ashamed of myself and a disgrace to my family.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Kane. Because I chose my evil me.
Well, the battle
wow.
continues. A very early shock here at the end of lap number 1. It's going to be Manster and Z. Well, actually, no. Z was going to be in the middle of the pack. It's going to be Manster and Kyrette there battling for the lead. Kyrette actually gets the better of that. Now, Dave is going to get redded there, but he was going to get bombed anyways there by, looks like Sneaks popped a crazy 8. So Sneaks is kind of on the move up. Zeeb and Dave are the last 2 human players. Baby Luigi is just somewhere in the middle of that pack yet again, just kind of vibing as a computer player. And Dave here with a pretty decent pull. Kyrette out there. You're seeing Kane there in second. You see GS back here, and a lot of the top players kind of moving back here for some better items. Kane getting unfortunately whopped there in that GLA, that Mercedes there. Not the fastest kart by any means, but hey, it's the thought that counts, and he's going for presentation points. They don't matter, it doesn't mean anything, but it looks cool. And so Kyrette is continuing to kind of run away with this here, as some of the top players are really just beating each other out.
Oh.
And another shot coming into play. It's going to dodge. I believe that's going to be Manster. GS as well got a little bit of a good outcome from there. Sneaks just completely bodying Dave with no remorse.
Sneaks.
Yeah, Sneaks is going to move up through the pack. But now it's going to come down to this final cut. And it looks like we might have seen Sneaks. No, it's not Sneaks. It might have been GS or Owned. It could have been Owned, being that third one we didn't talk about there, taking the win. Is it GS or Owned? Survey says it is going to be Owned, taking it over GS Corinth. Manster in third, Zeeb fifth. So now this is going to be pretty big. GS moving back into the lead by 1 point. It's a 1 point game. And now Manster is now back down by 6 points. So you got to think that with all of the bodying back and forth, that this is really setting up for a big, big run for Room 2. And we'll have to see how this is going to play out going forward. Meanwhile, I'm going to go update my Discord status, because everyone thinks it's so convenient to DM me when they know I'm on a cast. So good times, good times. It always happens like that.
Yes.
And we're going Baby Park, as we got the Steve Harvey me out here. Now, a lot of these players are probably extremely frustrated because the entire week is on the line.
This is all
and
Kane's
Dave
fault.
is in here memeing as Steve Harvey.
This is all
playing
Kane's
Baby
fault.
Park.
He's brought me down to this level.
Well, this is none of the top players are for sure going to like this. We're going to have to see what happens. This could really decide this tournament today. And I'm kind of scared, personally.
You know, I think
Figure out what
if you're
happens.
playing in a tournament for a video game, you should be able to compete in all aspects of that video game.
True, but Baby Park is like that one downloadable track that's off on the side that not a lot of players like. Personally, I like it. If I had a gun to my head and I had to pick Baby Park or Dry Desert, I would pick Baby Park any day of the week. However, those two are my least favorite tracks in the game. I used to love Baby Park, but when you have to grind it for like 10 hours at a tournament to unlock parts, it's not fun. Man, huge bomb there, shaking up the pack. This is actually going to allow Sneaks to have a little bit of a lead here, but it's only lap 5 of 7, so that lead can kind of contract here. Dave is still in fourth, has this mushroom. GS, they're going to be in third. We see that Owned and Manster are now coming up as all those top players are making their moves. Zeeb there in the star as well. No shock in play yet. Star there from Dave. Final lap here, as we do see a lot of just barrage of items here. Dave gonna get blue at the line. Reggie's gonna pass him. And Dave finishes 8th. And I don't know who won that. I think GS actually did win it. Unfortunate for Sneaks. Kyrette, Manster's even owned. So this is going to be huge for GS. Probably the race that he needed And now GS has about a 7-point lead here over the rest of the group. Now, the one thing I'm just a little bit concerned about here, if you are a GS fan, is that this room is just bodying each other. And I've never seen in the history of the MK League, a room kind of body each other like this, and it go this back and forth. Between now we have a 4-player race. We've seen a 3-player race, but it just makes you wonder in that other room how much they're bodying each other, because we could see that second room just completely run away with the top 3 for the week. Regardless, though, I think that players do have to be really proud of their performance, especially in room number 1 this week, because you're still going to be in a position where you're going to be very contently, in the hunt if you scored in the mid 100s for sure. So this is still going to be a really solid outing. 3 races to go. Race 14, we're going to be going to the dentist, aka Ribbon Road, because nobody likes to go to the dentist, so that's what the top players have called this track. I believe the high definition guys call it the dentist. But regardless, though, we're getting things going. There was one Waluigi going to the back to bag, but now we're going to be seeing a little bit more. This is actually good for Dave because he can actually chain here, and he chooses not to, and he chooses to fall off. But it's okay. We're going to keep on going. We're going to keep on going. We're going to pretend it never happened. Kyrette and 2 Waluigis are up there. You're going to have to figure that. Well, actually, we do have a character change as well. Manster has switched to Waluigi because we see Owned up there. GS and also Sneaks are going to be Waluigi as well. So Dave is going to be coming up on Sneaks, who is opting to bag. Sneaks is kind of, unfortunately, probably hit that threshold where he has given up. But this is going to be huge here for Dave, as he now has infinite invincibility. Basically, the tail end of this entire second lap, he's going to be able to dodge any shock. And it's going to roughly be around that time, as you're seeing the item distribution in the back, for a shock to kind of come into play. So this is going to be huge. This is a track where there is a shock imminent, and I would expect the next 10 seconds or so. Very smart move there by Dave to get into that booth for this shock to come. He does end up getting triple shrooms. And unfortunately here for Dave, you're always trying to get that. It's kind of unfortunate, but that lucky bot shock, it's not going to happen for him. But realistically, we're going to see if he can get into this next set here, maybe get a double. We're seeing a few others there. We see Reggie, aka Kane, doing the same thing, and another star here for Dave. And it's going to come down to the wire here. There's the shock. There's the dodge there from Dave, and he's going to go through, get another double here. And this is a little scrum that could pay well for him. First, second, third. Can Dave do it? There's a red. Oh, he hits the wall, but he gets third. He gets third.
What happened there?
The blue comes in late, and so this could be huge. Zeeb gets first. No, Zeeb gets second. Own gets first. Master fourth. GS fifth. That's still going to shake up the order. To now GS is up by 3. Owned is now in the picture as well. Manster is in third. So now even Miguel, aka Owned, is now back in the picture of this. We have 2 races left. Any of these 4 players can win this.
That was fun.
And so now this is really going to come down to the wire. Oh my gosh.
That's when the clip.
But there's still so much, and I think Dave and these displacements there towards the end, they're going to be just so crucial in who's going to take the win this week. I mean, it's literally coming down to the last 2 races. You see Cheeseland, we see Grumble, Cheap Cheap, Music Park, and Water Park. Now, what's interesting too is because of the 3 high definition players in this room, they're actually, this is scary. I was just going to talk about this track. They were actually avoiding picking Music Park, but Owned is going to pick it here. This was his pick, and we're going to see if this is going to be anything that moves the needle. Now for GS, he's got to be very careful. He's got 3 Division 1 players in this room that know how to race this, and he's only up by 3 points.
Kane says in Discord, why do I hear boss music?
But this is going to really come down to something crazy. By the way, Kane is also using monster tires. So Kane is in a meme load out here. But all the players can basically get around him. It should be okay. Yeah, and Kane's just out for blood. So we're going to see owned, Zeeb, and some of the top players there. They're in the top spots. There is going to be a Waluigi behind, and I'm wondering if that is Sneaks. That is going to be GS moving right up ahead of Dave there. Oh, a very early shock actually takes Dave off. So this is going to be really crazy here as we do see Reggie and GS there. Oh, and there's just a very solid extension point here potentially for Dave. So we'll have to see if he is going to use it. Sneaks is in the back. Sneaks is likely, unfortunately, given up. He's in a very tough room, just to be clear. Dave does use the bill extremely early, so this is going to end him in a pretty rough spot. But we'll have to see if this extension will still pan out. Oh, no, it doesn't. It still brings him out roughly in a good spot, though. Not in a part where it's going to force him off or really hurt him. Kart, though, taking out both Dave and GS. That's going to allow Kane to get turn up there. GS actually getting hit by what could have been Dave or maybe one of Kane's shells. And good shot there from Dave. As now Sneaks here has a bill, and we're going to see what he's going to do. He's actually going to use it right now there with Kane as well, hoping these guys will dodge something here. This is going to be pretty interesting. Now, this is what's crazy too. You got to think of what those bots are going to have in the back. It's going to be kind of a gamble. Dave is going to use it now, use it slightly early, but could it be the right call? He is going to go into those boxes in a middle position, get the triple shrooms. Now, we did have a shock on early lap 1. There could be another shock in play. Dave narrowly misses that music note, bird thing, the jigger. So oh, what a shot there towards the end as Dave actually clips Kane. And Kane goes back to 8. Manster with the win, but GS getting 7. That's going to hurt him. Zeeb goes back into the lead by 3. Manster is down by, I believe, 5 or 6. And it's literally going to come down to the last race. It's going to come down to this race. And I'm going to have to look at these scores again to figure out the math on this. Because there is a 4-way race to mathematically.
That's not what I meant to do.
Oh, and Dave going with the baby part repick.
That was an accident.
Dave, I got a roast thing.
That was oh man.
Sure.
Shut up. I was gonna
go.
Oh,
so I think GS has conceded because GS says good luck. I don't know. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's just actually wishing them good luck. I don't want to read into it too much. But this is literally gonna come down to the wire here.
Kane picked it too.
And Kane repicked it as well. This is why I think there does need to be a repick penalty.
That was an accident.
Oh my God! I don't know what to say. Like I'm in my parents' bedroom right now. I can't. I'm just laughing. Oh my God.
Oh man. What?
Baby Park is going to decide a 4-way race. I didn't even look at the scores. I feel so bad. I forgot to look at the scores. I was just dying inside. Well,
oh my Lord.
4 players' lives are at stake here, with 4 computer players as well, and then also along with that, 4 other players trying to displace them. So the magic number is 4 because there were 4 Baby Park picks in the 2 races. Okay, so this is really just, you got one of 2 strategies here. You got to run for your life and pray to the Baby Park gods that you can outrun whatever chaos comes your way, or you can bag and try to go for that infinite invincibility and just be there towards the end. And this, I mean, Zeeb has the slight advantage here. GS also won this last time, but this is such an even race for all 4 of them that I'm not sure what's going to happen here. Now, Dave is in a bill here in 5th, and he does have a star. This is going to basically put him in a very solid position here for the final closing laps here of this race. You see GS moving up. You see Kane there really trying to tick Dave off, and he's doing a pretty good job of that. So we're actually not going to get a really good POV here for the final lap. But we see Zeeb there. He's going to lock up first, and that is going to do it. I think we'll have to wait and see. There's been a lot of calamity there towards the end of the race, but I did see Zeeb cross the line, and first he does Manster, and then Owen and GS. And what a way to go. Zeeb winning, Manster second, Owen third, GS.
God.
Unfortunately, it was a lot closer than what it looked. It was a lot closer than what it looked. But that was the ending results. Strong results too from Kyrette and Sneaks there, 5th and 6th. Also a solid best there for Kane with 110. But my gosh, Baby Park to end it. Zeeb hangs on. Zeeb basically was in control for about 10 of the 16 races. Then it flipped to GS,
Lord.
and then with Baby Park, it finally went back to Zeeb. I didn't realize I was on camera. I'm still kind of like processing here,
I mean,
but
when that rando pick came up, I'm like, oh my god.
but
What?
Zeeb had a 3-point lead too, and on Baby Park that could have gone any way. So huge shout outs to Zeeb. That was a very well earned win. Probably one of the closest rooms we've ever had in MK League history, between 4 players there at the end. And yeah, unfortunate for GS, him getting 4th in the room despite actually having the lead for about 4 or 5 or 6 races or so. But yeah, I got the scores page loaded up. I'm really curious about, you know, what we got. And GS feels cheated, and I kind of feel cheated for him too. He had an amazing run. He's still going to have a great week, but you know, the odds of a random Baby Park, you know, it's just like there was some forces behind the Kane and David
After Kane
feud.
and I accidentally. Mine was an accident.
they just wanted it.
Mine
They
was
wanted that to
legitimately an
happen.
accident. Kane's, I don't think so. But I don't care.
Well, this is just
That was rough.
this is something else. So 178 to Zeeb, 170 for Manster, 168 there for Owned, and 165 for GS. What a way to go down. Again, that was a 13-point spread. All 4 of them mathematically had a shot to win it there at the end. Unfortunately for GS, he just kind of got clobbered. He did win the first Baby Park, though, and Zeeb pulled it out from somewhere and got that one to go. So we see the scores. They're all nils right now, but that will be changing. Not entirely sure where the second room is at this point. But
there was a tie in the first room. In the room again.
What, tie in the second room?
Yeah. So Chibi. Wait, what? Oh no, tie across everything. It looks like.
Let's see. I'm pulling up Ginja's stream.
Zeeb and Chibi tied.
Zeeb and Chibi tied. Well, Chibi's been a recurring prize winner, so he'll probably settle that once again with his teammate, I'm pretty sure. I'm pulling up Ginja's stream right now just to see if I can get anything. And no, he did not have that there. Yeah, because they ended, so no scores on his stream. But that's okay. I mean, realistically, we're seeing the scores being entered in now, and Manster there with the 170, GS there 165, Kyrette there 131, provisionally there in third. Sneaks with the 124.
Who was Aldina?
So Sneaks is Aldina. Maybe that's Munchie.
No, because Munchie's on there.
Aldina? I don't know. Room 2?
Yeah.
Oh, and this that I'm not sure. Yeah, they had 11 players. Or no, 10 players. Well, I guess they play.
I mean, villager.
That's funny.
But... Oh, is that? Oh, that's a village. Is that a villager? Is that Spanish for the word villager? Oh.
Oh yeah, that's villager.
Oh. Oh.
It made me villager. I don't know. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
But now we learn.
You learn something every day. That's embarrassing.
That's great.
I took.
Chibi's got the Spanish version of the game.
Yeah, I took French in school, so I.
No worries.
Munchie with the lucky number 42.
So this is crazy. So Zeeb and Owned are already in 13th and 14th provisionally. Prior to room 2 scores being entered in, obviously, but this is a very solid showing for both of them. Clearly, you know, the back and forth really hurt them because we've seen a score as high as a 200 before, but now we're seeing this second room scores being added in, and so we do see Chibi there with a 178, Spike 168, Rookie there with a 161. So we're seeing some really interesting scores here. And as they're being entered in, Manster's going to be in first again by 7 points or so. And Manster's really been doing an incredible job there holding on as she is still in first. Chibi will still remain in second. GS right now is in third. So a really strong result there for GS, moving ahead of Zorro, who ended up getting a 145 in room number 2. Room number 2 was incredibly tough. So that'll still be a battle that we'll see play out throughout the course of the coming weeks. But if we do have multiple rooms, GS will be in that third seed. So that's going to be something to keep in mind. Kyreth are going to be in 5th, Sneaks in 6th. Dugo and Stevens are currently in 6th and 7th. Kane there with that 110. Not going to be good enough to get past Stevens or Dugo, who had 2 very phenomenal week 1 and 2 performances, but still going to be there in that 9th position or so, as he does fall back a little bit, but not too much. Dave there in 10th there with 96, just a mere 96, but he's hanging on. Ginja though with a 139, a solid.
Today was rough.
Yes, solid job there. He'll be in 11th, passing Nulp, who was out of action there. I believe the Belgium or German player. Una Munchie, unfortunately, had a 42, came in late. She's going to fall out of the top 12, but assuming that there might be some more misses, she's still in contention. She is still 49 points down. So that's something to be aware of. But Zeeb and Owned and Spike, they are all so close. Rookie,
I don't think we've seen like cumulative totals this close yet.
And Rookie played too. I don't see his total added in as well. Didn't he? Yeah, Rookie got the 161.
Did I forget to put him in?
Yeah, I don't think Rookie's been put in yet.
Oh, well, let me do that right now.
And then everybody else is all good. So Rookie actually will be at like 328. So Rookie will actually be in 10th place. Sorry, Dave. Sorry to burst your bubble. You're in 11th.
No.
So you see it there. Yeah, Rookie will be in 10th. Dave drops to 11th. So that's going to be the updated top 10. But yeah, that top 12, it's going to be big. So now you actually have Ginja, Nulp, and Munchie. Mario Party King there as well. Good job for MPK getting a 112 there. He's going to still be kind of in that range of fighting for a top 12 spot. So, Zealous there with a 65. A lot of players here in contention, but look at some of those ringers now coming in there for week 3. We saw that Vapor was trying to get back in. We'll have to see if Vapor will get in for weeks 4 through 10. But yeah, this is going to be incredibly close. And Dave is in this. He's not eligible for prizes, but he is eligible to be part of the show. So Dave is a contender to a degree.
Well, I technically am eligible for prizes. It's just I won't get any.
Yeah, so
no way
to keep in mind there. But
with how good this season is, there's no way. Like last season, I might have had a chance. Nah, no. I'm just in it for the fun at this point.
Yeah, this season's it's gonna continue to get even crazier. I feel like, especially too with some players playing certain weeks. Be curious to see if Dugo and Stevens do end up returning. Obviously, they might be doing something there for the holidays.
Likely will. He bought the season pass. He said he's just doing something with his family today, which makes sense. Day after Christmas, I was expecting a lighter load today. That's not what we got, but some more new faces, which is good.
Yeah, it's very exciting overall. I mean, I don't think that there's much more I could spin on this other than continue playing. You never know what's going to happen, and I was not expecting this week to be as competitive as it was, given the nature of this. This is probably the tightest week we've had in the history of the tournament for it being December 26th. That's actually pretty cool. But yeah, with that being said, I mean, we're very excited. So again, just to kind of rehash the winners, we had a tie between, looks like it was Chibi and Zeeb there, and then basically the next winner was, well, actually it was Spike and Owned, right? That got 168s. So that would have been the top.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll have to. Dave will sort that out with you guys.
So they'll be in third. So it would be Zeeb, Manster, or wait. It was Zeeb, Chibi tied, then Manster. Oh,
Zeeb, Chibi, and then Manster
then
gets
Spike,
third, right?
Then Spike and Own tied.
They tied for fourth, right? Okay.
No, they tied for third, right?
No, I just couldn't count.
It
So
was
Zeb and Chibi tied
first.
for first and
First.
second. Yeah, first. And then Manster got third. And I was just thinking
Yeah.
Spike and I think we'll scroll down. Spike and Owned.
Yeah.
They tied for fourth. So it's incredibly close. Incredibly close. But that's it's gonna mean the pressure's gonna be on for the next several weeks. You don't know who's gonna show up. You don't know who's gonna play. It's going to make the finals incredibly interesting. Dave, do we know how many races the finals is going to be? Is it going to be?
I think we're going to do
24 or 32?
I think we're going to do the good old 32 marathon. 16-16. We'll split it up with a little break in between.
Okay, I'm down for that. That'll be kind of cool. So,
like we did on
yeah, I mean that's kind of all I have here. I mean, I'm still kind of in shock at Baby Park right now. My voice is shot.
The first thing I'm going to do when we're done is go back and rewatch my reaction to that. I don't think I've laughed that hard in a long time.
Yeah, the odds of that actually were just, I don't know what the odds of that would have been. At a 1 out of 48 chance.
Yeah.
Well, think about it this way. I know Rookie's the math major here. I'll leave you guys with this, and then these are my closing thoughts, right? You have 8 human players in the room, so a 12.5% chance that your pick is personally going to get picked. There were 2 just straight up Baby Park picks. That's going to be 25%. There were I think 2 random, so also 25% chance of random. But the fact that random got picked, there was a 1 out of 48 chance.
So it'd be 148 times 1 in 8.
I mean, so you had a 2% chance within that 25% chance.
Oh yeah, it's like that. It's multi-layered probability, and I don't.
Yeah, it's multi-layered probability. I don't want to do it, but just think about that. You have a 25% chance, then you have the 2% chance within that. I mean, it's absurd odds, but incredible racing. That's probably going to do it for us here.
I'm sure Kane was cackling in his chair.
Yeah, the feud will continue next week between Kane and.
It's not so much
Dave.
a feud. It's just mutual destruction. That's all it is.
Mutual destruction. We'll have to see if they get paired in the same room or not. But January 2nd is going to be week number 4. So you're going to want to stick around for that. This week was incredible. But that will do it for us here. My name is Chris Cunningham, a.k.a. Knight, joined alongside by David Morse, a.k.a. Dave, a.k.a. Steve Harvey, a.k.a. Upside Down Man, a.k.a. whatever you want to call him. But that's going to be a great week 3. I appreciate you all for tuning in and watching and playing. And we will be back next week on January 2nd for round number 4. See you guys on the track. Have a happy holidays. See you soon.
Next year.
Oh, next year, 2021.
Yep. See you next year,
guys. Forgot about that.